everyone, my name is Katya and today I'm going to show you how to crochet this rose wreath. It is a fun project and it is measuring about 14.5 inches long by the widest part 14 inches. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. For this project, I'm using number 4 medium weight yarn with a 5.5mm crochet hook. You're also going to need scissors, tapestry needle, and some sort of a heart form. If you don't have one like this, you can make one out of cardboard. We're going to start with the slip knot and a chain of 92. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue chaining until you have a total of 92 chains. Once you have your 92 chains done, we're going to work a single crochet using second chain from the hook. Don't count this one. Here's 1, 2. Into this chain right here, work 1 single crochet. And now we're just going to work 1 single crochet using the rest of the chains. Continue working like this, working 1 single crochet across your chain, and I'll meet you at the end of this row to show you what to do next. At the end of row 1, you should have 91 single crochets. For row 2, we're going to start by chaining 3, 1, 2, 3. This chain 3 stands as the first single crochet with the chain 2. Turn your work. We need to skip 2 stitches. So right over here is where we worked our first single crochet by chaining 1 with the chain 2. Now we're going to move to this stitch. So here's 1, 2, and into the third stitch, go ahead and work 1 single crochet, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and into the third stitch, work 1 single crochet. And that's the repeat by chaining 2, skip 2, 1, 2, and into the third stitch, work 1 single crochet. Again, chain 2, skip 2, and into the third stitch, work 1 single crochet. Continue working like this, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. Here I'm coming to the end, and I just chained 2. I'm going to skip this 2 stitches, and into the last stitch, work 1 single crochet. Now, if for any reason your counts are off, don't worry about it. Just make sure you work your last single crochet into the last stitch. For row 3, we're going to turn our work. And right over here into this first chain 2, we're going to go ahead and slip stitch using that space or that chain 2 space. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Back into this first chain 2, we're going to work 3 double crochets. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And slip stitch back into that first chain 2 space. Here we worked on the first petal and we're going to repeat. We're going to jump to the next chain 2 space and slip stitch, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, work 3 double crochets into that chain 2 space, 1, 2, and 3, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch back into that same chain 2 space and repeat again. Go to the next chain 2 space and slip stitch, chain 3, work 3 double crochets, all worked in that same chain 2 space, 1, 2, and 3, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch back into that chain 2 space. And here are our petals, and we're going to continue and work on the same pattern, going to the next chain 2 space, slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochets, chain 3, and slip stitch back into that same chain 2 space. And like that, we're just going to continue and work on our petals. We should have a set of 30 petals at the end. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue working like this until the end. And I'll meet you right over here to show you what to do next. Here we finished working on the petals. And to end, we need to slip stitch into this area, anywhere into this first row. So go ahead and slip stitch. Cut your yarn, but you want to leave a long tail for sewing. I'm going to show you how to sew this together, but you can use hot glue and work the same exact way if you don't want to sew. What we're going to do is we're going to start with this first petal and fold it in half. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add a stitch, picking up loops from the single crochet row and just sew them together. And now I'm just going to go ahead and roll again. And right over here, I'm going to try and add another stitch. So picking up one loop from the roll and one loop from the single crochet row right over here. And repeat. Roll your rows and add a couple of stitches. So I'm going to go here and go right into the back, which is the row right here of single crochets. And then the same thing, I'm just going to roll the rows and add a couple of stitches. There is no right or wrong here. You just want to make sure that when you're sewing, the rose is keeping its shape. And again, I'm just picking up some stitches and trying to sew this roll together. And again, roll and sew. And as it gets larger, we're going to add our stitches right along the side right here. And again. And like that, I'm just going to continue and roll this rose into shape and adding a couple of stitches. And right over here, you can see the rose coming together. So I'm just going to continue and work on this rose. So here I'm coming to the end, and this is how the rose looks like. And to finish, I'm just going to add a couple of stitches right over here to the end to keep this from opening. You can even add a couple more here if you want to, but I think that's more than enough. And to hide this yarn tail, we're just going to go back and forth using all this single crochets that we rolled and added stitches to. Just anywhere there would be fine. Just go back and forth, and you can cut this yarn tail. And this is how a rose looks like. I'm going to go ahead and continue crocheting roses to cover this form, and I'll get back to you once I have my roses complete. Here I worked a total of 12 hearts, and I pinned them down to the heart form. And all I need to do now is just glue them in place. And I'm going to be using hot glue, and I'm just going to start with one and just move on to the rest of them and glue them on. I'm going to start with the middle, and I'm going to add some glue right around it and just kind of press it down. And I'm just going to add a little bit more of glue. I feel like it's easier to glue it on this way, but if you have a different way that you like to glue on, you can also do that as well. And then I'm just going to leave this on for now, and I'm going to come back and glue it on later. I just want to make sure that all the center ones are glued on first, and then work on the petals later. I finished gluing on the center of the roses on the frame, and now I'm going to go ahead and glue on the petals. So each one here, I'm going to go ahead and glue them on in place. I'm going to go ahead and turn it this way and just check to make sure none of the metals are showing. So right here, I feel like I might cover it up a little bit more just to hide the metal. I finished gluing on all my roses, and last thing I'm going to do, which is optional, is glue on this lace ribbon on the back, right outside over here, all around the frame, until the end right here, and that's the last thing I'm going to do, is glue this lace ribbon on. I finished gluing on the ribbon, and this is how it looks like. Remember, it is optional, you don't have to add it. Last thing I did is I chained 25 and I tied it to the end with knots right over here on the back, and I glued it down. This way we can hang our wreath. And our wreath is finished. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.